today's video, I'll show you how I customize these garage shelves, where everything has a place, how I convert it into an enclosure, making it into a space to optimize my workflow, add some fire protection, and a few other surprises along the way. Now let's go back to how it all started. I recently picked up woodworking and I severely underestimated how much dust is created in the process. I haven't even used my Prusa XL in a while because it's been absolutely covered in dust. The same goes for my EufMake E1. And even all the filaments on my shelf. This whole area is also just so unorganized, it makes it difficult to get any work done. Not to mention this golf sim net is just way too close to the machines now. So for this new setup, I want shelves that can fit the Prusa XL, because my current ones are just not deep enough. So I ordered 2 heavy-duty shelves from Home Depot and got them delivered. And I still can't believe that this is how they arrived. But because of my time schedule and I don't really have a vehicle to take this all back, I'm just going to have to keep trucking along and hope that nothing is too damaged. But I can already tell that some things are bent and need some extra force to fit together. This might be a little controversial, but for this setup, I want to put it on wheels. These caster wheels are rated to hold over 2,000 pounds, which is more than enough for my use case. Some people might say that this might affect the print quality, but I honestly don't think it will have that big of an impact. And even if it does a little, that's a trade-off I'm willing to make. I just love having the option to move things around. I actually saw a couple of people do this with the exact same shelf, and I'll link the tutorial that I'm following below. I took a little break and I went to Lowe's to get some plywood cut down. It's always a good feeling when it fits perfectly. I then just repeated the process for the second shelf. I'm liking it so far. Let me show you. It's far from finished, but now it has a good foundation. For one of the shelves, I decided not to put a bottom shelf. This way I can slide in and out my Husky workbench, as well as my shop vac. And the wheels are already paying off. I can move the shelves easily to remove this golf sim net that I had. And to build this enclosure, we need side panels. And I had this idea of repurposing the slat panels that I removed from my office. And this is when I realized that in order to install it, I had to remove all the shelves. But it's 96 degrees right now and impossible to work. So I'm gonna go inside and clean the dust that I've been tracking in. And thanks to today's sponsor, Dreame, cleaning up has never been easier. This is the Dreame Aero Ultra Steam Vacuum Mop. It's an ultra slim wet and dry vacuum mop that combines foam wash, steam, and hot water cleaning in one machine. For tougher spots, one press activates foam wash, spraying pre-mixed foam directly onto the stain to help break it down while also tackling lingering odors. Perfect for things like dried food spills or pet messes. For everyday cleaning, the 392 Fahrenheit steam mode helps loosen sticky messes while providing a chemical-free clean, making it a great option for homes with kids and pets. The 194 Fahrenheit hot water mode covers more surfaces, while the 30 kPa suction lifts dirty water at the same time, leaving the floor cleaner and drier in a single pass. I also like that it lays completely flat to clean under cabinets and furniture, and the built-in LED lights help reveal dust in darker areas that I normally miss. The anti-tangle feature is perfect for any length hair, including pets. But my favorite feature is the self-cleaning. It uses steam and hot water to clean the brushes, then spins it until it's completely dry, leaving it sanitized and odor-free. So if you're looking for a single machine that can handle everything from everyday cleaning to tougher messes, be sure to check out the link in the description. Now let's get back to adding the side panels. It was a painstaking process to remove everything. And this could have been all avoided with a little bit more planning, something I obviously need to work on. But once I installed it, it was so worth it. It fits perfectly into this empty space and is held in place by the shelves. It really helps just blend the overall structure with my backdrop, and it doesn't cover any peg holes for future attachments. Next, I needed to figure out how I was going to enclose the back. But because the Prusa XL sticks out quite a bit, I couldn't just simply add a panel to the back. I actually decided to go with a welding blanket. It's made from silicone-coated fiberglass with up to 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit working temperature, making it 100% fire retardant. It's also a nice black backdrop. Now that I know the size fits, I'm going to staple it to the underside of the shelf above it. This is me not thinking things through, and forgetting to staple the rest of it, making it extremely hard to put up. This is when I also realized that it's not breathable, which I guess is great for this enclosure, but bad for my mental state. Although it being silicone may attract a little more dust, it providing a great layer of fire safety makes me pretty happy. And I can easily access the back of the printers when I need to. And I'll probably add some kind of hooks to the grommets in the future, so it can connect to the shelves. For the front, I want to add acrylic, but since acrylic is expensive, I want to try to minimize the height as much as possible. I can add a beam to the front that will lower it to 2 feet, but this leaves an awkward gap at the top. I saved this very thin piece of plywood that was left over from the shelf, and it just happened to fit perfectly. I then paired it with some leftover pieces from the slat walls. Now this enclosure will not be airtight. I could add weather strips, but this is just to protect it from dust and drafts. I quickly designed a 3D printed bracket, which ended up not being perfect, but it was good enough. For being a bunch of scrap pieces, I'd say it turned out pretty well. I've been racking my brain trying to figure out how I protect my whole shelf from dust. I was originally going to attach a barn door to the shelves, but because these are on wheels, I was afraid it would tip over. I suddenly had the idea of reusing the curtain tracks from my golf sim net. These are thermal insulated drapes, and they are flame retardant certified. These also have adjustable clips to ensure I can get the perfect floor to ceiling fit. And to connect them, I didn't have zip ties, so I used cable ties instead, and I'll probably swap this out later. And just like that, I can easily cover this area when needed. It helps retain heat when it's cold, protects from drafts and dust, and can provide a layer of fire protection, and provides some privacy when we have the garage door open. And it also just looks nice. It can also wrap around the whole side. And the openings in between make it easy to access certain parts of the shelf. Moving on to a new home for my EufMake E1. BQ actually sent me their panda shelter a while ago to test out. I finally got around to setting it up and have been really enjoying it so far. I previously had the VivoSun tent. It was great quality, but it was way too big for what I needed. The BQ shelter is much more compact. Doing maintenance might be a little tight, but besides that, I think it's the perfect size. It also includes a temperature and humidity meter. And I received the ventilation kit that has a single speed fan. It's a little weak, but it gets the job done. They also sent over the Panda Breath, which is a smart chamber heater and an air filtration system, which feels like a much more elegant solution than what I had. They don't even know that I'm including in this video. For $100, I think it's a great deal and I just wanted to share. Finally getting to the acrylic glass. I dropped by a local place called Tap Plastic, and they cut my custom order within 15 minutes. I 3D printed these custom tracks for the acrylic glass, and for these tracks I added this rounded area to reduce the friction in hopes that it will glide smoother. Another quick thing I had to do was move the Prusa XL display to the top. Now it's no longer in the way of the tracks. I'm doing a dry fit of the acrylic glass, and I noticed a scratch, which I'm pretty bummed about, because these were not cheap. 2 pieces that were about 2 by 4 feet cost about $200. And I'm also just realizing that this top bar is pretty bent, and I'm hoping this won't be too big of an issue. To mount the track bar onto the beam, I'm just using double-sided tape. And the end result was better than I expected. When they cut the glass, I also asked them to drill 2 holes, and that's because I wanted 3D print handles that had heat set inserts. I also like how the sheen of the shelves matches the handle. This is actually the part I'm most excited about, and that's adding more layers of fire safety. I'll be adding a smoke detector to each shelf. I've heard some horror stories, so any additional layer of protection helps ease my peace of mind. And in the chance that there is a fire, I found these things called fire stop, which are traditionally placed over stovetops, and releases a powder to smother the fire. Now I don't know if it will work 100%, but it definitely can't hurt. And to supplement the smoke detector, I got a Ring smoke listener, which will listen to a smoke detector going off and send me a notification. Which brings me to my last item, which is a Govee smart plug. And the Dreame workflow is that if the Ring listener is triggered, it will notify me and turn off all the Govee smart plugs. And this was inspired by Arna's setup, where he does exactly that. And of course, I had to add some lights for fun. It feels so amazing to have a space that's finally organized, where my tools and machines are now easily accessible and ready, protected from drafts and dust, safety precautions set in place, and most of all, it just feels personal. A huge thank you to my top Patreon members, and thank you so much for watching. Until next time, keep making stuff.